Well, what's going on, guys? Your old buddy Yard Boy on a Sunday evening. Just thought I'd jump on here and hang out for a little bit, see if anybody wants to jump in here and see what's going on in the world of old Yard Boy. Been kind of a full day for a Sunday. Daughter had some basketball tournaments today. Just got home from that. Weather's starting to warm up a little bit. Thought, I'll come on out here and sit on the front porch and do a Facebook or do a YouTube live with you. Don't do many of these. Of course, YouTube is kind of funny about how they let you do live video. They want you to have so many subscribers and so many watch hours before they let you do it. And so I'm still kind of in the process of building my YouTube channel so I can do that. But we're growing every single day, getting more and more subscribers. And I see we got one viewer right here. Don't know who you are. But got a busy week coming up. Got to get after it tomorrow. Got rain coming in, I think Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be a challenge to get everybody mowed this week. I'm still a little bit starting the week out behind. Lost most of Friday and Saturday due to rain. So didn't get to mow much over the last couple of days. I was down to one day. Hey there, Matthew Long Care. What's up to you, bud? How you doing? Appreciate you jumping in here tonight. Glad to see you. Didn't get to finish up the route last week, so we got to knock that off first thing tomorrow. And then we'll start in, hopefully get Tuesday and Wednesday, and maybe the way the forecast is looking, get to work part of the day Thursday. I'm hope, fingers crossed. So we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, like I said, I don't do many of these live videos. I'm still kind of getting new to the whole YouTube thing. Still kind of figure it out and get the hang of it. Hopefully get some more subscribers here over the next few weeks and months and get this channel built up. So I've been saying for the last several years that I'm going to get more and more involved with YouTube. And this year I've tried to stick with it. And so far I've done a pretty decent job, I think, of putting out some consistent content. But tell me what your weekend has been like and what you've got coming up this week. What have you got on tap that you got to do this week? Let me know where you're at. Kind of give me an idea of what state. Let me know. Watched a little bit of the Dr. Real Grow show there and trying to get caught up on some videos that I'm behind watching this past week. A couple of channels that I watch. And, you run out of things to say after so long. Just kind of hanging out on the front porch and watching the traffic go by here this evening. YouTube TV. So yeah, daughter had some AAU basketball tournaments today, and went to that. Watched a little bit of the race from Talladega on my phone in between breaks in the game, in between games. And just been a full day. Had church this morning. Not a whole lot of time to rest on this Sunday. I usually get my nap on Sunday afternoon. I haven't gotten to get my nap, and I was up late last night. Couldn't sleep, had bad heartburn. Kept me up real late last night, so slept in a little bit this morning, usually later than I normally do. I'm usually up by about 5 o'clock every morning. I think I slept till about 7:30 this morning, or laid in the bed till about 7:30 anyway. What you got going on, Matthew Longhair? It's going to be a busy week. What you got on tap? You got a bunch of grass to mow, I guess. If you're like me, the grass is kind of slacked off a little bit this past week. It's been kind of cold. It hadn't grown a lot. I'm sitting here looking at my front yard, and I just mowed it last Monday. And it's kind of right at that point where it needs it, but it doesn't. And get to it, I get to it whenever I get to it. I don't really know what happened right there. Everything kind of just glitched. Oh boy. Oh. Let me see. Let me try something here. Like I said, I'm kind of learning this whole YouTube thing so that I can don't do, like I said, haven't done a lot of live videos. Still kind of trying to figure it out. I am in Tennessee, Matthew. I'm kind of south of Nashville in the Williamson County area. That's pretty much where I stay at. So, let's see. Let me try. Oh, turn that down. Here we go. Now I can do this, I think. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a link up here. Anybody that's watching, if you want to come on, we'll just kind of have our own little chat here. How do I do that? I know it's here somewhere. Maybe here. Yeah, copy invite link. There we go. And I'll throw this link down here in the comments in case anybody wants to jump in here. Yeah, I bought a GoPro, I don't know, 3-4 years ago in the summertime. And didn't really get into it there. Tom Dobie, what's going on, man? Mr. Big Rock. Well, I don't know who that is, but apparently you have heard of Lois, and I don't know. She stays kind of quiet there, Mr. Big Rob MJCA3. Okay. Yeah, old Lois. She's been kind of quiet. Those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I have quite a few escapades with the local town government here, and the less I hear from Lois, the better. So, you know how that goes. Yeah, got a few people starting to filter in here as we go. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, okay. That's that's Robert. Robert. Okay, I know who that is now. Good deal. I didn't recognize that name. So now I know who you are. Good deal. Trying to figure out who it was. I knew you had to know me if you were bringing up Lois. And I'm lost. Let me fix something here. Now, there we go. There we go. That's better. All right. No, I bought going back to Matthews Lawn Care. I got my first, still the same GoPro. I guess it's been about 3 or 4 years ago, and just piddled around with it. It took me a while to learn the ins and outs with it. And then my biggest thing was finding a way to edit and produce, because I had recently switched over to Chromebooks. I didn't have a PC anymore, and I was used to Windows Movie Maker in PC, but didn't really have any way that I could edit. And then I found an app that I could put on a tablet and a phone that I could easily edit with. And so now that I've kind of got all that, and I actually just bought a new tablet, uh, a new tablet just this week actually. Hope to try that out this week with some new material. Rob, that is Clyde. Clyde is the town hall security cat. And then you're thinking about the storm possum, but Pete is the meth sniffing possum here in town. You know, most police departments have a drug sniffing dog. We have a meth sniffing possum because there's a lot of meth in this town. So we have a possum to take care of that. But there you go. Let's see. All right. And while I'm at it, let me throw this up here because some of you have asked for it. My Instagram. I got to remember what it is myself. On Instagram, let me throw that out there in the comments. _ yard boy. There you go. If you want to private message me, you can do it that way through Instagram at _ yard boy. You can go follow me over there, and then make sure to check out the website, .net, and that's where you can get access to the Facebook page. Google, don't do a whole lot with Google right now. That's another one of those things I'm kind of trying to nail down how it works. And so primarily just doing Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. A little bit of Twitter here and there, but not a whole lot either with that. So, like I said, just kind of hanging out with you here on a Sunday evening, watching the traffic creep down the street. Some of them flying entirely too fast, and maybe get in here and eat a little bit of dinner in a little bit. And there's something coming in. There you go, Matthew Lawn Care. That's a new Instagram follower, and I'll give you the follow back, bud. And see, Tom Doby, appreciate that. Like I said, just kind of trying to get this thing built up, and you got to start somewhere, right? So I know a lot of you have come over from DLT Lawn Care, and some of you have come over from Lawn Stars and whatnot. So I appreciate you coming over here from that. Geo Landscaping, that is a 2005 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD, and been a great truck. Really enjoyed it. I'll have it 4 years in June since I bought that truck. I'm not one that's going to spend a lot of money on a work truck. I think that's silly and foolish. You need a truck to get your equipment from point A to point B. And these guys out here, if you want to go drop $40,000 and $50,000 and $60,000 on a brand new 3/4 ton or 1 ton diesel truck, 4-wheel drive, and look sharp, knock yourself out. At 43 years old, I've been there and played that game. And I have yet to have a truck that made me money. I'm going to spend the least amount I can on a truck. You know, I'm not going to run around here in a rust bucket, but I am going to have something that's going to be reliable, but at the same time, cost efficient and gets the job done. It's the second 2500 HD that I've owned. I've got a 2004. It's actually sitting in the barn there at the shop. It's kind of in a back shed. Got a transfer case busted out in it, and got a good deal on this truck, the white truck that I have now, about 4 years ago. And ironically, the transfer case went out in it, but it was still the just a stripped down work truck model. Whereas the 04 that I have, I bought it before I went full time. I was still working a full time job and doing this part time, and it was it had some bells and whistles. It had all the power windows and power door locks and CD player. And I will say this: it did have the rubber floor in it. That is key, guys. You don't want to get a nice truck with carpeted floors and all that you're going to work out of every day. It's nasty. My wife gripes about the inside of my truck, and I just tell her, it's a work truck, and you're not riding around in it anymore. We're not dating anymore. I'm not trying to impress anybody with it. It has what I need in there through the day. Got tools and various things in the back seat, and I've got enough room if one person wanted to ride with me. They got enough room up front to ride with me, and that's about it. But yeah, the transfer case went out in this 05, probably about 6 months after I got it, and found one at a salvage yard and paid a buddy that's got a shop behind his house to put it in for me, and it's running good. 220 something thousand miles on it. So there you go, Tom. A 1990 Chevy 2500, no air or overdrive. I'm gonna have air conditioning. I'm gonna lie to you. I'm going to have cold air. And this truck is losing refrigerant every so often. And I just run by O'Reilly's or wherever and get a little can of refrigerant and charge her back up. And she blows ice cold. I'm going to have that because I pull up in the summertime when it's hot. I pull up in between jobs and let that cold air sit there. Yeah, I'm spoiled. I'm soft. I ain't going to lie to you. It gets hot out here doing this stuff in the summertime. And, just keep the oil changed in it and do what needs to be done to it, and they'll run forever. So, but no, you said you had a 90. My first truck I had, Tom, was a 1988 K1500 Chevrolet Silverado. Well, they weren't even Silverados back then. They were just K1500s, and it was a long bed, 4-wheel drive, single cab. I was 16 when I got that, and just beat the snot out of it. I ain't gonna lie. So, 2011 F-150 V6, and it just doesn't have enough power, so I'm in a market for a bigger one. Yeah, I can see that, Geo. And Tom, it's funny you bring it up about the Suburban. I have a Blazer, a Chevrolet Blazer, a '98 Chevrolet Blazer. It's built on the S10 platform. That's kind of my knockaround and what I run back and forth to the shop in. And I like it. I love the little car. 4-wheel drive will go anywhere. And I like it because it's my it's my dad mobile, so to speak. So that when I need to run the kids to ball practice or whatever, I can fit the whole family, with a family of 5, my wife and 3 daughters. We can all fit in that and haul ball equipment and everything around. But if I need to go pick up parts or whatnot, I can lay those back row seats down and got a decent little truck bed with a camper shell on it. And so I love that about it. But I have said that if I ever got rid of it, I would want a Tahoe or a Suburban for this reason. If in the event my truck does have to be down for repair, a Tahoe or Suburban is basically a half-ton pickup truck, and I could still run with that. I could pull my trailer, I could pull my rig with that. So I don't know. We'll see. I got thinking about this just yesterday, as a matter of fact. I like my Blazer because it gets decent fuel mileage. It's easy on gas, even with the 4.3 V6. And if my truck were to go down, guys, I could go to U-Haul and rent a pickup truck for, next to nothing every day to run the route with if I had to. So there you go. There you have it. Got some viewership going up there. Got 8 of you watching. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. See what's going on. Landscaping the great outdoors started following me. Appreciate that follow. Yard man, there's Big Mo coming in. What's going on, Big Mo? Ooh wee. Oh gosh, yeah. It's let me kind of. Yeah, it's 4x8 plywood in it, but it is my nice vehicle. Yeah, I don't have nice vehicles, Tom. Let me back that up. My wife has the nice vehicle, and that's all that matters, right? So let me elaborate on something here for a second. Big Mo and the guys over at the Lawn Stars, they've gone to calling me the lawn man or the yard man. And people have asked me, you got a lot of gray hair to be calling yourself yard boy. And if you watched one of the Lawn Stars Friday Night Lives here a while back, they told this story, but I'll tell it because Abraham did a terrible job of telling the story. I have mowed grass since I was 13 years old, so 30 years now. Doesn't sound right, but that's what it is. And I started out with just a little Murray push mower like most people did my age back in those days. And didn't even have a weed eater. Had little hand shears. Had to get down on your hands and knees to go around stuff, around the houses and stuff. But as the years went on, when I graduated high school, I bought a Cub Cadet lawn tractor, 38-inch lawn tractor. And the dealer at the time told me, he said, man, you need one of these zero turns. And he was a dealer for, back then, I think Cub Cadet had come out with the tank mowers, and then he also had Dixie choppers. And I said, no way, number one, could I even learn how to drive one of those things, much less afford one. And I thought that I just got what I thought I could afford. And I said, I financed the thing for 3 years, and I put it on 3 annual payments. I didn't make monthly payments on it. The bank let me set it up on 1 annual payment for 3 years. And I was like, there's no way in the world I'm ever going to be able to make that payment a year from now. But I did. I scrounged it together. But I was working a full-time job and just mowing some yards on the side. And that continued on for 4 or 5 years. I stepped up to a bigger Cub Cadet lawn tractor with a 48-inch mower. Just dabbled with it, messed around with it, because I'll be perfectly honest with you, where I live, the area that I live in, there's just not a lot of people that are going to pay you to mow their yard. Even today, they're not. But in 2001, saw a classified ad in the newspaper. A guy had a Woods zero-turn lawnmower. And what he had bought it for, he had this bright idea that he was going to open a driving range for golfers to come and, hit golf balls. And he bought this lawnmower to mow that driving range with. Well, the driving range didn't go over. And so he had this lawnmower that he didn't need anymore, and I bought it. Had never in my life driven a zero-turn lawnmower, and here I go buying a 60-inch zero-turn mower. Beat the snot out of my trailer, loading it up. Couldn't drive it for nothing. Carried it home, unloaded it out in the middle of a 10-acre field, and played with it for a week till I finally, got where I felt like I could drive it. And just slowly and slowly kept adding more yards. But by this time, I was working at a factory, going in at 5 o'clock in the morning and getting off at 3:30 in the afternoon and running till dark, and then all day on Saturday. Met my wife about that same time. Her mother was not at all crazy about me. Still is not to this day, 20 years later. And when I proposed to her, which will be 18 years, has already been 18 years since I proposed to her. We'll be married 18 years here in a couple of months. Her mother was not happy at all. And matter of fact, her exact words were she didn't want her daughter marrying some damn yard boy. That's what she said. I'm just quoting her. Okay. So that was a Friday night. And I left. And on my way home, I stopped at Walmart because, Walmart was open 24 hours a day. And bought some business card stock. Came home and just designed a little simple business card with the yard boy on it. Printed those off. And the next day, went back to see girlfriend, fiance, wife, pick her up and go out. And I handed one of the new business cards off. And I said, here you go. Well, what is this? And I said, you are getting the first ever business card from the yard boy. So that years from now, someone will ask you, hey, who did your daughter marry? And you can say, the yard boy. Because one of these days, it's going to be a household name. And lo and behold, it is. So that's where the name came from. Understand that when that name was pinned on me was 20 years ago. I didn't have all this gray beard hair and probably about 40 to 50 pounds lighter than what I am now too. So that's where the name the yard boy came from. And it's just stuck. And funny thing is the town that I primarily work in now, there's a guy that actually has the name the Yard Man. And so the running joke has always been, one of these days I'm going to grow up and be the yard man. So we don't cut each other's throats or each other. Nothing. There's a lot of places where we work across the street from each other. So there you go. The story, the backstory of where the name the Yard Boy came from. So some of you guys out there, tell me, I'd like to hear, your background, where you came from, how you got started in the business. You can drop it in the comments or whatever. But I'm a 25-year, 30-year overnight success. If you want to even say I'm a success now, I don't. I see myself as a big loser, but whatever. There you go. Oh, still got quite a bit of you watching here tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing, but you're just watching this old fat white guy talking on the YouTube about mowing grass. Matt MG, what's going on, buddy? No, I ain't the man, Big Mo. You the man, Big Mo. You're my hero. There's That's Right Lawn Care. What's up, my man? Watched some of your videos this week. Getting caught up with you. What's going on? So, just in here hanging out, having a little fun, killing a little time. Maybe dinner will be ready here in a little bit. I don't know. Can't ever tell. See, my wife won't watch my YouTube channel. Now, she watches my Facebook, but she won't watch my YouTube channel. So I can come in here and aggravate her about it. So, no, I got a good wife. I got a good woman. She's the best wife I ever had. So, let's see if we got any. Check this over here. No. Nobody wants to come on and talk. Okay. Well, I'll see how y'all gonna be. I'll throw this back up here again in case anybody wants to jump in. I don't use StreamYard. I use Go Lightstream. It is do a little dance, make a little jump in here with me, Big Mo. We'll chat for a minute. Or Mick. I'll talk to Mick. Go Lightstream. It's just water in the cup. That's all it's in it. Just ice water. If it's not ice water, I'm drinking Spark. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of the new walk behind. It has not thrown me off in a while. I got that new sulky on it, and that's made a big difference in it. Uh, because I had never run a hydro walk behind with a traditional sulky, and that was just hard for me to adapt to. But once I got the Havner sulky on it with the swivel wheels, so that it kind of operates more like a stand on, um, I could handle it, and I'm getting brave with it. I got it up into the fourth gear the other day mowing with it. But I tell you, it's really helped out. But I do still have some yards where I'm having to use the little Toro. Just some, they're just tight. The way the landscaping is laid out in them. 1 yard, it's not big at all. There's here in Middle Tennessee. I don't know where you guys live, but we have a lot of high density residential development, and they're building a lot of what is known in the area as the tall skinnies. And if you're not familiar with the tall skinnies, what the tall skinnies are is it may be a 3,000 or 3,500 square foot house on like a 6,000 square foot lot. And the lot itself may be, um, I don't know, maybe 50 feet wide by 100 feet deep. And the houses are just, as the name implies, tall, skinny. They're two, sometimes 3-story houses, and they run the length of the lot, and the house may be 30 foot wide. The one that I've got on my mind right now, I know, like they'll build them. They have zero lot line. If you're into zoning regulations, I had some experience with that in years past with municipal government. They'll have zero lot line restrictions, so they'll build them. Yeah, built on a 32nd of an acre. That's what they do with them. They're just cramming them in, and people up here, they're paying $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 for these things. It's crazy, but you get a house like that, and there's not a lot of grass left to mow. And I know the one particular that I'm thinking about is, I think with that 30-inch Toro, I make maybe 4 passes on the one side of the house, and then the house is literally sitting on the property line. So you might make maybe 1 pass with that 30-inch, maybe 2. You throw a fence in there, and there's no it's right on the property line. So it's kind of, even as small as the 36 hydro is, it's overkill for a yard like that. It can't get out of its own way. So I'm keeping the Toro on the trailer, the Time Master, for that alone. And then I've got one other yard, and I could fix this, but it's just weird. She has a big patio off of the back of it. I'm gonna probably get you some footage tomorrow of it, for a completely different reason. I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. But the way the patio is, it's like I don't know, probably a foot drop off of the patio down to the yard. And what I'm gonna probably have to do, years ago, I had a hydro stand on, a stand up, hydro mower. And what I had to do was get like some landscape blocks and build a stair step that I could climb up with that. And I may have to end up doing that with this hydro walk behind, to be able to get in and out of there with that mower. So I don't know, but right now I'm still mowing that with that Time Master. What I wanted to talk about with that particular yard, kind of shifting gears here a little bit. Do you guys have places that you mow where the people just absolutely will not clean up? This one in particular, when I show up to mow it, I don't know how old these kids are that are there, but it's just junk all over the yard. I'm talking kids' clothes, socks, uh, drinking cups like this, plates, silverware, balls, uh, just clutter everywhere. And I'm tired of picking up after these people. And it'd be one thing, but I use Constant Contact email, and I've got a list of my customers, and I send out an email at least once, sometimes twice a week. I usually send it out on Sunday night, giving people an idea of when I will be around. And then later on in the week, kind of seeing how the route is running, I'll send out an update. Okay, here's kind of an updated schedule. I don't know if y'all can hear these dogs barking in the background. My kids are driving me nuts. So it'd be one thing if I don't, if I didn't tell them. And I see that, right, James. You're talking about one got dropped this year, and I would drop this one, but the problem is I've got a good customer right across the street. I mean, literally the other side of the street from her, and so it's a nice stop that I can pull up and do two. And ironically, they're both um, yards that I would mow with the walk behind. So it's not like I'm pulling every piece of equipment off of the truck for them. So it's convenient. But I'm about at my wits' end with this lady, and I've asked, and with her, I send the email, and I'll send her a text message saying, "Hey, I'm coming by to mow. Could you please, pick up?" And last year, remember, it was late spring, early summer. I remember it was hot, and I show up, and they've had garden hose pulled out with a sprinkler and playing on the trampoline. And it's one of these. I'll drag the trampoline around. It's not that big a deal with me. But I always trim before I mow. I do my trimming and edging before I mow. And I picked the garden hose up out of the yard while I was trimming and moved it out of the way. And in the time it took me to go across the street and trim the other yard and come back with a mower, this kid had pulled the garden hose back out in the yard again. And I lost it. I went off. If we don't mow it, if there's a lot of trash in the yard, we will contact them and offer to move them to a different day to give them time to clean up. See, I won't even do that, Amy. And here's why. I've got really two towns that I mow in, but they're close to each other. And basically, my shop is in the middle of them. So, you know, one town, I turn out of the driveway and go one way, and then the other town, I turn out of the driveway and go the other way. But I keep the towns on the same routes on the same days. I'm not mowing over here in this town in the morning and in the afternoon going to the other town. Everybody's got a day. Most of you understand that. And so I'm not going to give her the one particular town where this lady is at. I'm only in that town one day out of the week, and that's all I'm going to do it. I'm not going to go back because of that. And I'm going to get some footage of this yard tomorrow. So just be aware. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to let you see what I'm dealing with. Last year or year before, maybe the year before, they tried to build this little vegetable garden out in the middle of the yard. And I mean, I'm picking up gardening tools just thrown down. And I'm about to lose my mind with these people. And it'd be one thing, but I think these kids are actually probably teenagers that know better. So uh, yeah, Franklin and Spring Hill. So that's where I'm at. Uh, it's just irritating. It's really just irritating, is what it is. So well, let me see how long we've been on here. Yeah, we've been on here about 40 minutes already. Wow, it doesn't seem like it. Well, guys, I'm gonna sign off here and get in here and get some dinner. And who knows, we may make this a regular thing. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm gonna try to keep making videos for you through the week, uploading to the channel, and we might do a. My Lord, dogs everywhere barking tonight. What is the deal? Anyway, I want to sign off just because all the dogs. Brad, I don't think that's the thing. I really don't. I don't think they're trying to intentionally upset me because I don't think they want to try to find somebody else to do it. I really don't. It's just I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. I really don't. I wish I had an answer for it. So it's not a hard yard to mow. That's the thing. It's a small yard, but it's just I take it as disrespectful to me. Have enough respect for me that no, my schedule is full everywhere, Amy. I mean, Spring Hill, Franklin, everything is full. I can't take anything else on. I wish I could, and I'm not going to hire anybody. I'm just not. I'm going to keep enough to keep me busy, and that's all I'm going to do. And right now, my route's full. I've probably turned down 10 new yards this spring already. I just can't get to them. I've got enough to do, and that's it. So I appreciate it, though. Couldn't hear me from standby. I didn't know there was a standby. Sorry. So, all right. She's trying to join up. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check that, James. All right, hold on. Well, you're there. So I'm looking at two different screens because I can't see the YouTube. Well, there's the YouTube chat now. Well, crap. I'm still learning this. Bear with me. All right. Sorry about that. When I start it up, it won't show me the YouTube chat over here in my um, software that I use. So, all right, we'll try this again maybe later on in a few days. We may make it a Sunday night thing. Can't ever tell. So, who knows? But just thought I'd jump in here and see how many people we get on here and what goes on. Oh, wait a minute. We may have a there's that's right. All right, I'll let you in this one time. All right. Let's see. Add him. There he is. All right. Let me. I'm getting you in here. Hold tight. I'm gonna put you in a little side. Quit that. I'm gonna put you in a little side box over here. Well, maybe I'm not. I don't know. There he is. All right. Here he is. James from That's Right Lawn Care. What's going on, man? Can you hear me? All right. Let's see. Add him. There he is. All right. Let me. I'm getting you in here. Hold tight. I'm gonna put you in a little side. Quit that. We'll put you in a little side box over here. Let me see if it'll let me. I don't know. There he is. All right. There he is. There it is. Now. That's Right Lawn Care. What's going on, man? Can you hear me? I don't have headphones right now, so we're
I can
going
see the comments, but I can't hear anything. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Perfect.
I can hear you.
I can read lips.
And see,
you just said I can hear
because
you.
I don't have my earbuds out here with me.
I don't know why I can't hear that. That's crazy. All right.
Wait a minute. Try that. Yeah, it's gone. All right. James, I didn't have any. I didn't even think to put some earbuds in. So if you're listening to this now, I didn't have earbuds, and so it was getting all the feedback on here. So I don't know why you couldn't hear me. So that's weird. All right. Like I said, we'll figure this out as we go along. So, all right, well, guys, I'm gonna sign off and get in here and eat some dinner and get ready to roll out on a Monday. So thank you for watching. And if you haven't, snatch me up on Instagram. If you're here, I'm assuming you are a subscriber, but if you're not, click the subscribe button, click the notify button, all that good stuff. And check out the website so you can find my Facebook page as well, and the Instagram page. So getting out of here.